Hello everyone, how are you? Such an amazing Sunday today. So we have our live audience right here, and we also have our live audience that's watching us from the comfort of their own homes right now. So right now it's always all about hybrid, right? Watching from the place itself, the location itself, and also from home. So we're here today for Let's Talk About Health. I'm your MC for today. My name is Fiza O, and we're here with our experts that you're seeing right next to me. So what we are going to be talking about today is about joint pain. And may I introduce you our doctor today, Dr. Mizan Marikan.
Thank you very much for the kind introduction, Fizao, and thank you all for having me here today. Today's talk really is for you, so at any point, if you have any questions to ask, please
Yes.
don't be shy.
Yes.
And just raise your hands, I will be happy to address your questions.
Right.
Thank you.
So, of course, this will be in bilingual. It will be in English and in Malay because we do have a lot of Malay audience watching us from home right now on Me Watch. And but we also have to address there are so many non-Malay audience right here in front of us who would like to know about joint pains, what are the causes, what are the solutions to it. So, if I could introduce once again, Dr. Miza Marikan. He's an orthopedic surgeon from Mount Elizabeth Orchard Hospital. So, at dinner parties, we're going to be like, oh, I see. But right now, I'll let Dr. Mizan to really explain to us what is really an orthopedic surgeon.
Well, an orthopedic surgeon is firstly a doctor, and we do operations, injections to treat pain around your body, especially joints, like your knee joint, your hip joint, or your shoulder joint. And we give treatment for pain in general. Our idea is that we want you to lead a healthy life, an active life, and to enjoy your sporting activities. Sometimes we can't do it because of injuries around your joints. Most of these problems can be addressed with medication and physiotherapy, but every now and again I have to step in to repair what is torn or what is injured. And this would include perhaps some keyhole operations or some conventional open operations.
Okay, so do you know what a joints? Sendi. Cik tahu tak sendi? Cik tahu sendi? Tahu kan? You know what joints? Oh, the ones at the knuckles here, your knees, right? Anything that's got two bones and there's a connection. Okay, let's check whether what we think is right or wrong. So is that right, doctor?
That's absolutely right. So this is our knee joint. Does anyone have any knee pain? Does anyone have any knee pain?
Me.
I'm also putting up my hands because I'm not young, I'm 42, and I have my own knee pains, all right? Yeah. So everyone has some sort of pain, Fiza.
Oh my goodness, thank you, doctor, for saying that you also have knee pains because right now I feel it more often now. Like after, for example, like yesterday, if you have a long day, in the morning, you can barely get out of bed, right? You're like, I'm dying right now. So does this come with age, doctor?
I think it depends on your activity, your amount of activity. Even if you've spent a whole day at the gym or if you've been walking at MacRitchie Reservoir or climbing a hill at Bukit Timah, sometimes you can have aches and pains that may last for a couple of days, but it tends to get better. It's the pain that doesn't go away after many weeks and months of resting. Then it's not a bad idea to see a doctor or a physiotherapist.
That's interesting. So it's normal to have such pains.
Yes, it's normal to have aches and pains, but these normal aches and pains tend to get better after a few days of rest.
So if let's say yesterday I do know that I've been trekking, I've had a long walk. So it's normal for us to wake up in the morning, the next morning, to wake up and feel a bit of pain in your leg, perhaps. So how many days that we have to be mindful of, okay, after the third day, okay, this is a warning sign. How many days?
Again, it depends on your physical activity. So some of my patients, they might be young, but they've been playing football or basketball. There's a lot of twisting injuries involved. And they may actually have torn something in their knees. So for that sort of injuries, those pain might actually last weeks. And if the pain does not get better, if it's a very sharp pain, then perhaps it should be investigated rather than left alone.
So what is the most common cause of joint pains that your clients or your patients come to you for?
Yeah, I think the most common joint pain is essentially knee pain. And I saw quite a lot of you in the audience, including myself, have knee pain.
It's normal for you. Who else have other kinds of joint pains besides knee pains? What else?
Who has back pain? Back pain.
Back pains.
Back pain.
High five. I'm
Shoulder
like,
pain. Shoulder pain.
shoulder pains? High five too.
Yeah. Who has fallen in the last 6 months because of pain?
Oh,
Or who has pain because they fell?
you?
Yeah, you
How,
see?
how did you fall actually? Because of your pain? Or you were just walking? You were just walking, la 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 la, and suddenly you had a huge fall. That's really unfortunate.
Coffee
You-
shop.
At the coffee shop. I see. You work at the food court. At the coffee shop. I see. So it was raining and the floor was super slippery, right? And so you walked. Ah, you didn't. You broke your wrist. Ah. Not too bad. So now it's better. I see.
Wow.
Okay. I see. Okay,
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. So she was walking, she wasn't
Yes.
paying attention, so
Yes.
she wasn't focused on, being careful. She
Yes.
slipped and she fell and she
That's
broke her
right.
wrist. I see.
Hougang
Thank
Coffee
you
Shop.
so much. Anyone else? You? How do you fall?
Staircase.
You were walking up the stairs? You,
Yes.
it was a long, yep.
Yeah.
I see. Oh, so she had a long
Yeah.
climb up the stairs.
That's right.
And then she had knee pains. And we didn't have this problem when we were 17 years old.
No.
We can climb up 3 stairs
That's
and we're
right.
like, we're good.
Yeah.
But right now, as we get older,
Yes.
we have all these common problems of like climbing up the stairs, there's knee
That's
pain.
right.
So what can we do about it, doctor?
I think from what I've heard so far, there are lots of people who have pain, but we can break it up into
Yeah.
sports injuries, normal exercise injuries. Yes, and people who fall down. Why do
Thank
people
you.
fall down is actually a very important thing, right? Sometimes, as the lady said there, it's because it's slippery. Sometimes we may not have enough strength in our legs. Kabolat. Sometimes our eyes not so good. Maybe it's a bit dark or something like that. Or our shoes are not fitting you very well. You can fall. So I think that would be sort of the broad categories of why people have knee pain. But if you're going up and down stairs, and maybe you are in your 40s or to 60s, and your knee is very pain in the front, sometimes you can have some wear and tear. Wear and tear. Like the car tire, after you use 3 years or 4 years, sometimes the tire can be a bit thinner. You know what I mean? So similar in our knees, sometimes the cartilage is this white area here. Oh, it's like coconut meat, Cartilage is like coconut meat, very thick, very white and very smooth. But after a certain age, it can become like this. It's a bit botak, a bit thin. Sometimes got hole. Okay, so that is age related.
It will eventually happen.
It can happen.
It
It
can
doesn't
happen.
happen for everyone. There are
Ah.
some people in their 40s already got pain. There are some people in their 70s got no pain. So we are all a bit different. The quality of our cartilage is different. How big or how small we are is also very different. So there are many reasons why people can get knee pain.
I
Yeah.
see. So is that, like you were saying, some people in their 40s will start having knee pains, and as in their 70s they're still going good because they have great cartilage. Is there a way for us, probably right now at this early stage,
Yes.
to have great cartilage as we age?
Yes. I think the quality of our cartilage also depends on our body size. If we are 1 kilo overweight, we stress our knee 3 kilos. You see?
Like that?
Like
And
that.
just 1 kilo overweight?
Yes. For every extra kilo on our body, we stress our knee extra
Oh.
3 kilos when we are walking. If we are going upstairs, more. If we are running, even more. So actually the most important thing for you is to make sure that your body weight is suitable for your height. So if you're a very tall person, maybe 70 kilos is okay for you. But if you're very short, 70 kilos is too much for you. All right? So the most important thing that you can do, what we can do, is just to make sure that we are an appropriate weight, not too fat, not too thin also lah.
Yeah, that's very interesting because this is my first time knowing that 1 kilo overweight
Yeah.
gives 3 kilos extra on your knees.
That's right.
Bayangkan, 1 kilo je kita terlebih berat badan, 3 kilo tekanan atas lutut ni
Yeah.
And okay, so that means that giving me a lot of new perspectives.
Yeah.
For example, those who are trying to lose weight.
Yes.
So that's why doctors don't encourage extensive running or doing cardio by running up the stairs
Yes.
because the pressure is too much.
Yes. So that's a very good point. There are so many physical activities that we can do, so many types of exercise. Walking is a form of exercise. You still sweat. Yoga is excellent because not so much stress on your joints, but you stretch your muscles and you become more flexible. It's also good for your back, your shoulder. Swimming is excellent. Who likes swimming? Right? You like swimming, right?
Wow, how many laps do you swim, man?
Yeah.
You're
Or
like,
you
"Oh, no,
walk?
She's being humble. She
No.
swims 10 laps.
Walk.
You walk.
Yes.
Great.
So that is aqua aerobics, right? You walk in a shallow pool because then you don't have so much stress to your knees,
I see.
but you are still using the water resistance. So that's excellent. Thank you for sharing. Who likes yoga? Who likes yoga? There you go.
Oh, we have a yoga fan here.
Some people do Pilates, yoga, or even Qigong. Qigong is very good because you maintain your balance and all this. So what we're trying to say to them is, any form of exercise is better than nothing at all. If all you can do is walk, then walk. If all you can do is swim, then swim. You don't have to run a marathon just to lose weight. And what's
Right.
important is consistency. You know, if you do once a week, it's good. If you do once a month, not so good.
Right. So even if you, let's say, you're the kind who, when you run for 2 hours straight, and then you swim and you do it for 1 day, once a month.
Yeah.
That is not encouraged versus someone who walks every day.
That's right. I think the key is consistency because your body gets used to the amount of physical activity
I see.
and you slowly build up. If I was to just suddenly run 10 kilometers, I think I would have a lot of knee pain.
Yeah.
But if today I run 1 kilometer, next week I run 2, and then the following week I run 3, my body, my heart, my muscles just get used to it. I will enjoy it more and I don't get so much injuries.
I see. So first and foremost, start walking.
Yeah.
Just start walking, the
Yeah.
most basic of it all.
That's right.
So would that be able to help reduce joint pain, or can you recommend us what are the ways if we are currently having joint pains? So I would think if we're having a knee joint pain versus a shoulder joint pain
Yeah.
versus a back joint pains, we have different remedies.
Absolutely right. It's interesting. Sometimes, again, I go back to the knees.
Yeah.
So this is a normal knee. Can you see a normal knee here? Oh, this is the front of your knee. When we are standing and all that, not much stress on the front of your knee. But once you start bending your knee like this, sometimes you can have pain. But what controls the knee is actually the muscles around the knee. So your muscles must be strong so that your knee joint will be strong. So even if you may have some pain when you go upstairs, you can strengthen your muscles. You can go to the gym, do a bit of yoga, strengthen your muscles. That itself will help with your knee pain.
Okay, let's say like some of our audience are, they're not gym people.
Yeah.
What do we do at home to strengthen our
Yes.
knee
Yes.
muscles?
I think it's important for you to be able to do these exercises at home,
Yeah.
in the comfort of your own house and your room.
Yeah.
So how do we improve your knee? You can just do simple squats like this, right? Simple
Just
squats. Just that. You can go lower and touch your ankles and come up.
Oh.
That helps to strengthen your knee. For those who have knee pain, you can just straighten your knee. You can just straighten your knee and squeeze your muscles here for 5 seconds. Squeeze. Not with your hand, just straighten your leg. Straighten your leg and squeeze the muscle there.
Squeeze it.
Use force to straighten your leg for 10 seconds and rest. Do again for 10 seconds or 5 seconds, whatever you can do, and rest.
That's
After
great.
a while, actually, you feel very tired because you are squeezing your quads muscles. It's free. You don't have to stand up. You can do it while you watch Netflix at home.
Yes.
So we are trying to empower you on what you can do at home.
Yeah.
Yes.
In the bus,
While waiting for the bus.
While waiting for the bus at the bus stop, I think should be fine. In the bus, not so much, huh? Yeah. The people in front of you, yeah.
Just make sure there's no one in front of you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you might accidentally kick them.
Yeah, because these are small things that you think might not matter, but it does.
It does.
When being done consistently
That's
and
right.
very often.
That's
So
right.
that is one for you to be able to support your
Yes.
knee by
Yeah.
doing such exercises in strengthening your what muscles is this called?
Quadriceps, quads muscles, or
Quadriceps.
thigh muscles.
Or thigh muscles.
Yeah,
I
thigh
see.
muscles.
So start with this first, yeah, before you start walking perhaps. Let's say you've not done like your friend asks you, hey, come, let's go trekking for 10 kilometers. Before we
Yes.
start doing that, start strengthening first your thigh muscles and then go for that long walk.
Yes.
How about the back muscles, doctor?
Yes. Who has back pain or neck pain? Anyone? Who's on the computer for 10 hours a day? Who's on your iPhone, always looking down like that?
Yeah, me.
Me too. So I think in modern society, because we're always leaning forward with our devices,
Yeah.
we always get neck pain and back pain. All right? So even if you're at work, every hour, every 2 hours, you can actually just stand up, all right? And then just tilt your head back to the side. You can tilt your back backwards and stretch gently, and then sit down and continue with your computer work. All right?
Do it every half an hour or an hour.
Every half an hour, it literally takes 30 seconds to stretch yourself and sit down again. Because in modern society, if you are in front of a computer for such a long time, you will get all these aches and pains. But even for people who are homemakers,
Yeah.
who do a lot of ironing or
Yes.
cooking
Yep.
or folding your clothes, instead of standing, you can sit down and iron. But if you have to stand, perhaps you can just put a small stool on the floor. As you stand, just put one leg on your stool and just iron.
Why?
Because it relaxes your back. When you put your leg on one stool,
Oh.
it just relaxes the muscles in your back. Every few minutes, you just swap your legs. Okay? Especially because I'm sure lots of you do housework.
Yeah. Or like, some of us frontliners, they probably work as cashiers.
Yep.
Yeah, at shops
That's
perhaps. So have this small stool at your shop.
Yep.
While you attend to customers, do that kind of relaxing techniques.
Yes.
That's brilliant.
Yep.
I've never heard of it, doctor.
Yep.
That it actually relaxes you when you put one leg on top of another.
Yes, that's right. Okay, so
Perfect.
so simple things that you can implement in your day-to-day life to help you with your backache, your leg ache, and stuff like that.
So for the backache and the neck aches, they're always connected?
I think so. I think our body is like a rubber band, If the muscles in your neck are tight, it can actually cause you to have pain lower down. If your muscles in your buttock area are tight, it can cause you to have knee pain.
Oh.
So it's a bit of muscle imbalance and tightness.
I
And I
see.
often send people for physiotherapy to stretch out their back.
Okay.
The reason why we do physiotherapy is they can teach you what are the exercises you can do safely at home, and you can go home and do it yourself. It's important for you to be able to do it yourself. Go ahead, you
Yes.
have a question.
Sorry, can you take off your mask? We can't hear you very clearly.
Yes,
So your husband's back pain is extremely
for many years.
For 20 years?
For many years.
For many years already.
Yeah. Yes.
So when for example, a patient comes to you, doctor.
Yes.
Hi, Dr. Mizan.
Yes.
My back is really so painful.
Yes.
I've gone for a road. I've done massage here and
Yeah.
there. And it's been like 5 years now. Very
Yeah.
painful. What would you usually do, doctor?
I will speak to them and ask them about their life. That means what sort of job do they do? Are they manual laborers? Are they in front of a computer? Are they obese or normal weight? Have they fallen and hurt themselves? But also, other than the back pain, I will ask them whether their legs has numbness, tingling. In Malay they will call it rasa sebal, rasa lemah. In Chinese, 麻痹，脚没有力，这样不可以走。Okay, so when I take
She's smiling. She's like, yes, Mapi.
yeah, 隆重疼 everything, here pain, there pain, everywhere pain.
Yeah. Must
Yeah.
find doctor after this, huh?
Okay.
Like, doctor, you are right, doctor. I have Mapi also.
Yeah. Okay, so
Okay.
when they have all these things, we have to make sure that there's nothing serious in their spine. For example, a bone or a disc pressing on their nerve. Then you have mapi. If they don't get better with physiotherapy, I will then do an MRI scan, which is like a specialized scan for the spine to look at the nerves, the disc, and all this. And sometimes we have to do small operation to release the pain and to release the nerve. Sometimes. But most people, they get better with physiotherapy and medication.
And that's your expertise as a consultant orthopedic surgeon.
Yeah.
So how often do you do your patients have to go under the knife for you to have an operation on them?
Small procedure. This
Yeah.
is for spine or for other parts of the body?
I don't know.
For myself, I do lots of hip and knee procedures. So although I am an orthopedic surgeon, not all my patients require surgery. A lot of them are better with injections. 打针而已. Okay? Or suntikan dalam lutut. Okay? So sometimes the injections are local anesthetic. Sometimes it's steroids. Sometimes it's lubrication to smoothen out their knee. Sometimes it's blood to help the knee with their healing. Circulation. And every now and again, we will do keyhole surgery to repair the knee or even replace the knee. So this is a knee replacement. Can you see this is metal? This one is a knee in someone who is maybe about 60 years old, where the cartilage was all worn out. A knee replacement is essentially replacing only the parts that are worn out with metal over here. The rest of the knee, which is good, the bone is good, the ligament is good, we leave it alone. Only the parts that are worn out is replaced. So it's like a car. The car engine is still okay. 8 years old, my car 8 years old still can drive. But the tire needs to be changed. Every few years must change tire. So sometimes the cartilage in your knee is like the tire which is worn out. When we replace it, we want patients to be active. We want you to be walking without your walking stick. We want you to go on holiday and go and climb a mountain if you want. Okay, I think a lot of my patients think that after a knee replacement, they cannot walk or they cannot do some sports or they cannot enjoy their holiday, which is not true. Our job is to help you improve your pain and go about your active lifestyle.
I see. So so what is actually the material of the knee replacement, doctor?
Actually, the knee replacement consists of a few parts. Metal at the top, plastic in the middle, and metal at the bottom.
I see.
So metal, plastic, and metal.
This is like exactly what happens in the knee.
Yes.
If it happens.
Yes.
Just that it's
this is a smaller model.
Scale.
This is an actual knee, right? And you can see this is the actual. The metal here today is black. Okay, and we also replaced the kneecap. You can see the button here.
This is the actual material used.
No,
it's not.
This is the actual size. This is the actual size.
I got a bit shocked. I'm like, this is the actual material used. Okay. I see. Wow. So this is what happens when there's a replacement.
When we replace the knee.
Okay. But once it's done,
yes,
this is one-time replacements.
Yes. We want this operation to be a one-time operation which lasts you for the rest of your life. Most of our patients who need knee replacements are 55 and above. Okay? My patients always ask me, do they only last 10 years or is it 20 years or how many years? The evidence shows that at 20 years, 95% of the knees are still okay. That means if I do 100 knees today, in 20 years' time, 95% is still okay. All right? Because as you grow older, you don't stress your knee so much. You don't wear it out like the tire of your car. You don't wear it out so much.
You're right.
But if you are in your 30s and you have a knee replacement, there's a high chance that when you're older, in your 60s, you need to change the implant because it has become very thin.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
But are there, you're mentioning that most of this surgery happens to 55 and above.
The replacement surgeries, yes.
If it needs to be done.
Yes, that's right.
They are 55 and above.
Yes.
But are there cases of younger people
Yes.
needing the surgery?
Yes. So the younger ones that need replacement surgery, they may have other medical conditions.
Such as?
Sometimes they have inflammatory arthritis. That means all their joints, not just their knees, but their hip, their shoulder, their hands, all become worn out at an early stage.
Arthritis.
Yeah, so this is called rheumatoid arthritis, or some of them have severe gout. gout where there's a lot of chalk in their knees. So early on, they may need some replacement. Yeah,
Oh
but
dear.
it's a bit rare lah. The normal OA 关节炎 is 55, 60 and above. They will have this operation. In Malay, they call operation menggantikan lutut. But that's in Malay lah. But yeah.
I am actually wondering,
Yes.
when should we be worried about our joints?
I think we should be worried about our joints today.
Every time.
Every day.
Every day.
I think your general health is important. And if your muscles are strong, your joints are strong, you lead a healthy life, you are physically active on a regular basis, that's the best you can do to preserve your joints. If you're at home, but let me put it to you this way. How many of you order food on the food apps like Grab, Food Panda? I order it every day because of the convenience.
Yeah.
The food comes to me, I don't even have to do anything. But maybe, I don't know, 20 years ago, you have to go and walk to the hawker center.
Right.
Or you have to go and, those who live in kampong, you have to go and catch the chicken, kill the chicken and cook the chicken. But you have to do something to cook and feed for your family. The physical activity burns calories. Chasing after the chicken makes you sweat and exercise. But in general, we don't exercise as much as we
Previously.
had to do
Yeah.
last time. Last time you had to do it. Now you don't have to do it. That's why, especially in America, for example, the obesity levels are going through the roof.
Because
The-
of the ordering.
I mean, it's a life of
It's the
luxury.
convenience, yeah.
It's a convenience, a life of convenience and life
Yeah.
of luxury.
And sometimes now delivery is for free.
Yeah,
And you don't have to queue up.
that's right.
And now when you think back again, it's true. There's always a blessing in everything. For
Yes.
example, if there's a long queue, you're standing in the queue,
Yes.
you're actually burning calories while you're standing in the
Yes,
queue
that's right.
and getting your groceries or you're out shopping.
That's
so what
right.
you're saying, doctor, is although people like me love to order food, we should also set some days or limit ourselves.
Yes.
Okay, order food twice a week.
Yes.
And the rest
absolutely.
of the days, go out.
Yeah. And I think being active should be fun. I think the best encouragement is when you are having fun as you exercise. How many of you exercise with friends and family? Exactly, you see? We have hands up here. Anyone else? I think it's more fun. Then you don't think about pains or you don't get bored.
Yeah.
And you get to encourage each other on. Even when you're tired, your friend or your family can encourage you. 加油, 加油, let's go for another 1 km, 2 km, don't worry, you are okay, come, let's push through, and let's have a breakfast after you exercise. So it's important for you to exercise as a family or as friends. And also there's a safety thing. In case you are walking or running, you hurt yourself, at least you are surrounded by people by friends or family who can help you in case of anything.
I think, can I check, because we do have a lot of elderlies amongst us right now this morning, this Sunday. Does everyone have their own phone? Yeah? Phone, your own phone, your own handphone.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Most people have their
Do
phones.
you all have your social media accounts?
Yep.
Do you have Facebook at least?
Or
Facebook?
Instagram or yeah.
Telegram?
No, I don't have
was-
everything. All she have.
Oh, great. You have everything. You have TikTok also. Dun-dun-dun. You have, great. So, you watch YouTube for cooking shows? What? You watch me watch cooking?
Cooking.
Oh, every night she cooks. And
And
dances
dance.
as well. So that's great. But, and then, Doctor, you were saying about finding like-minded people
Yes.
to exercise and
Yes.
go shopping
Yes.
with or
That's right.
trekking with. It's so great because I think you can find like-minded age group. For example, you like to do what? You were saying earlier on, the exercise?
Yoga, Pilates, Qigong.
Qigong.
Yeah.
You like Qigong, right? I think there is a Facebook group of Singaporean ladies
Yeah.
who does Qigong, right? So you know, okay, every Friday they will be at Botanic Gardens.
Yeah.
Every Tuesday they will be at Bedok, for instance. So
Yeah.
do all these happy, mental-wise also, you're filled up with exciting activities.
Yeah.
So thank you, Doctor, for sharing with us
Yeah.
so much beneficial activities such as those easy to do exercises.
Easy to do, absolutely.
Stretching your legs.
Yes.
Stretching your back.
Yes.
And earlier on, you had also this shoulder pain.
Yeah.
Did we talk about shoulder pain? We did.
Yeah, we did.
We did. We talked about back pains as well. Any other joint pains that we missed out, Doctor?
Well, some of us, we sprain our ankle. Maybe we are walking on uneven ground, like maybe a bit of grass, or the ground is just a bit
Yes, yes.
uneven, and you twist your ankle. and you hurt your ankle. So some of them have pain in the ankle or swelling, but those tend to get better with physio and painkillers. The other thing I wanted to say is, how do you keep track of your exercise? How do you know that you exercised 1 week ago or 2 weeks ago? Well, some of us have some sort of watch or a device to track your physical activity. You can also track your activity using your phone. So these apps are free, and it reminds you how much you exercised last week, how much you exercised yesterday, how much you exercised today. And they also create encouragement for you with circles and all that. So if you can set your own target. So for example, you want to walk 5,000 steps today. If you achieve the 5,000 steps, you get a complete ring, for example.
And certain apps, you get vouchers.
You get vouchers and you get discounts and all that. Because I think the Singaporean society, government, we would like to encourage healthy living, active living.
Right,
And it should be incorporated into our daily life. We shouldn't feel forced into it. You should enjoy it.
Yeah. Do you have any other questions for Dr. Mizan Marikan?
Please.
Oh, yes, please. So I
Come on
can hear
here.
you. Can you take off your mask?
Vitamin and calcium.
So
And supplements.
We're going to pass you a microphone right here. So,
Yeah.
yes, ma'am.
You
Can,
heard me, right?
can we have your name? You are?
Hi, I just want to find out whether taking vitamins such as calcium
Yes.
and glucosamine would
Yes,
help
yes.
your joints and
Thank you.
muscles. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, there's so
Great.
many of those supplements as all the shells, doctor.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll split into two. The calcium, first of all. Calcium is for bone, okay? So this is bone, okay? This hard white thing is bone. Joint is the moving part, which is your
see.
knee joint or your hip joint. So it's a bit different. So calcium is for bone. Who are the ones that require calcium? First of all, calcium is made on our skin. All right, when we are in the sun, when the sun touches our skin, we convert it into vitamin D and calcium. So Singapore, we are blessed with lots of sun, but actually we are all hiding in the supermarket, in the shopping center. We don't like the sun. We want to be fair and all that. Okay, so paradoxically, we have a lot of people whose bones are not strong. That means they have a bit of osteopenia. So this is normal bone. This is osteopenia. And the weakest bone is called osteoporosis. I think you have heard osteoporosis quite a lot.
Yes.
But in between normal and osteoporosis, you have osteopenia. All right?
Okay.
So why do people get osteopenia? Because their bone not strong. The most common group is women who are beyond 50 who are menopausal. That means you stop your periods already. So because of hormones and whatnot, you don't have enough calcium in your blood, and your bones can become a little bit weaker. Absolutely, for those, you can drink milk, you can drink soya, but the easiest way is actually just to pop 2 calcium tablets for the strength of your bones. So by all means, men, not as common unless you have other medical conditions. For example, if you have to take a lot of steroids, for example, or if you are really in your 80s or 90s, yes, you may have weaker bones. By all means, take calcium.
What are the symptoms of osteopenia?
Actually, you may just have generalized aches and pains. You may also have weakness. Specifically for osteoporosis, when do you know is when you trip and fall and you break a bone. I think someone do you break your bone just now? No, right? You broke your wrist,
broke
right?
your
So
wrist,
this lady
yeah.
over here, your right
Right
wrist. This
wrist,
lady over
I
here
see.
who was sad just now, she fell in the hawker center in Marsiling, right? Because he was in
Hougang.
Hougang. Because it was wet. That's
Yeah, it
right.
was slippery.
So that's right.
I see.
Normally, if you fall and land on your hand, you shouldn't break a bone. But if you break a bone, means your bone quite soft already. So
Oh.
yes. So by
If
definition,
by slipping down, you shouldn't break a bone.
shouldn't break a bone. I mean, if you fall from second story, yes.
Then, yes.
If you have a road traffic accident, sure.
I
But by
see.
just a trip and fall, you shouldn't break your bone. And if you do break your bone, by
There's a sign.
definition, it's an osteoporosis. So you should take calcium and maybe see a doctor.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
With menopause? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So maybe she's
Yes.
asking because she said for women with
Yes.
with menopause, right?
Yes.
Then it comes a time that
Yes.
all these problems come in.
Yeah.
No,
They
no
have
hormones,
less.
right? Right.
That's right.
Right. You're right. So is it true or is it not true, doctor?
I think the estrogen levels, the hormone, that's
Right.
right. So the hormone that we are concerned about is called estrogen. Lah.
Yeah.
So you still have estrogen, but the levels are less. Yeah. In men, it's mostly testosterone. That's right.
Yes. Correct.
Yeah.
Sickness might come anytime, right?
So going back to the first
Yeah.
lady, I think she asked about calcium, but also vitamins and glucosamine. So glucosamine, many years ago, we used to be honest, about 10, 15 years ago, we used to give it indiscriminately like sweets. Everyone takes glucosamine. Some have some benefit, others don't. But in the last 5 years, the international data shows that even if you take it for 5 years or 10 years, it may not have any benefit to your joints at all. And often, it may act as a placebo. What is placebo? When you eat it, you feel better, you feel more positive, and you think you have improvement in your joint, but it might just be in your mind. So in general practice, we have really cut down giving glucosamine. However, there are a group of patients who swear by glucosamine, and in fact, you can just buy it in any Guardian or whatever it is. You don't actually need a doctor to prescribe it. The other thing is if you have like diabetes or something, we just want to make sure that the glucosamine doesn't mess around with your glucose control. So it's
what do you mean? Will it increase
that means it can
the glucose
make
levels?
your sugar needs to be about 6.5 and below.
Yeah.
Sometimes if you take glucosamine, it can shoot up your glucose level. So it's not as if you can eat it like sweets with no problems at all. You do have to take care of it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Because, we're Singaporeans, right? When we hear about supplements, we want the best for our body.
Absolutely,
Like glucosamine. If you say, oh, it's glucosamine, it's good for us. So
That's
we
right.
take it probably in abundance. And then it
Yes.
deteriorates in a way that
Yes.
it spikes up your sugar,
Yes.
your blood. Thank you for the great question.
Yes.
Right? So now I also know that glucosamine has to be taken with caution.
Yes.
Because of what
Yes.
can possibly happen to us. No questions are simple questions. Any
Yes.
questions? Because
Yes.
yes, please. We're very excited to know like what are the
Hi,
ailments you
I'm
have.
having pain at the back of my knee.
Yes.
So is it considered as something wrong with my knee, or is it a separate issue?
Okay, so pain can be localized. That means it's where you think it is, at the back of your knee. Sometimes it is referred. That means it's coming from somewhere else. Obviously, I haven't examined you, but sometimes people with hip problem, they actually only have thigh pain. Sometimes with knee problem, you can have calf pain and vice versa. So if I examine you, I will be able to determine whether it's really in your knee or whether it's coming from somewhere else.
Because
Some
it's
have
at the
pain at the
back.
back. It gets worse when they suddenly stand up from a sitting position. Some even have a swelling at the back of their knee, which is a Baker's cyst, and it reflects. There might be some either a tendon that is tight at the back of your knee, like your hamstring, or there might be a little tear at the back of your knee. It really depends. But at the back of your knee there are ligaments there, there are meniscus there, and it probably would benefit from a doctor examining your knee to see where the pain is truly coming from.
Oh, that sounds really painful actually.
Is it there all the time? Every time you
Every time you
so
get
every
up.
time you suddenly stand up, it's painful, right? Yeah. Okay. So if I'm sitting down, the back of my knee, the muscles are very relaxed.
Yeah.
The muscles are called your hamstring muscles and your calf muscles. They are very relaxed. And when are we sitting down for a long time? When we're having our dinner, when we're watching a movie, or when we're in a car. All right? We can be sitting down for 30 minutes or 1 hour. If you suddenly stand up, you suddenly pull the muscles and you can get pain. So for my patients like these, I tell them, before you stand up, maybe just do this. Straighten your leg before you stand up. Stretch your hamstring muscles at the back of your knee. Once it's adequately stretched, then you can slowly stand up. Then you don't shock the calf muscles and the hamstring muscles so much. Mama lai lah, mama lai. Okay, don't suddenly stand up. Yeah.
I think today Dr. Miza has given us such great tips. Yes, one last question. Yeah, we can give you a microphone. Yes?
How about UC2?
What's that?
UC2.
Is it a supplement?
Oh, UC2. Okay, so UC2 contains things like collagen and glucosamine now. Similarly, collagen and glucosamine are in our cartilage. They make up our cartilage. They are supplements, so you may get benefit from it or you may not. If you take supplements, you do need to take it for 3 to 6 months to truly get the benefit of it. If you've taken it for 6 months or a year and you feel no difference whatsoever, then you can stop. Yeah, okay, it's essentially, UC2 is essentially collagen, a bit of glucosamine, which is a supplement for your joints. All right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, one last question.
Yes.
Yes.
What's the difference between joint pain and muscle pain?
Yes.
And what's the
Great, thank you. Great,
Oh, that's a
great
good question, yeah.
So this, for example, is the knee joint. All right? The parts that are moving here, this is a joint because it can move. All right? So a joint consists of one bone above and one bone below. All right? The muscles are the bits of your thigh, for example, that you can squeeze that controls the movement of your knee. All right? So the joint is made up by bones. Muscles are something completely different, but they move the joints. So if you're having pain around your knee, for example, it's important to strengthen your muscles above the knee and below the knee. All right? And you could do that with the various techniques which I've taught you just now. You can exercise. You can do some stretching like yoga or Pilates. I quite like yoga and Pilates because they are not impactful on your knee.
Right.
You know, there's a lot of core strengthening involved, a lot of stretching, and I think the risk of injury is quite low.
Yeah. I think some of the difficulties will be identifying
Yeah.
whether it's a muscle pain or is it a joint pain, right?
Yes.
Because we are human, we do not know where exactly is this pain.
Yes.
So again, we have to sought the help of a doctor, of an expert.
Yeah.
So once again, can we just give a round of applause for such great explanation?
Thank you very much.
By our expert today, Dr.
Thank
Miza
you.
Marikan. You've been such great help.
Thank you very much.
All these small things that you just shared with us, it makes such a difference to my knowledge of joints today. You just totally made me interested in joints today. Thank you, Dr. Miza Marikan. And of course, Dr. Miza Marikan, he is an expert, a consultant orthopedic surgeon from Mount Elizabeth Novena Hospital. Thank you so much, Dr.
Thank you
Miza
very much.
Marikan.
Thank you. Thank you.
Please do consult
Thank
him
you.
if you need any
Thank you.
help. He is amazing. He's great. Before that, we'll take a picture first.